morning! Welcome to the RAYQUAZA event raid. I have found that this raid is actually incredibly easy to solo. We see its script up above there. It has Dragon Pulse, Hurricane, Earthquake, and Extreme Speed. With scripted Dragon Ascent, you can see that happens at 99% time, so it's a turn 0 Dragon Ascent. It's going to hit one target. Draco Meteor going off at 76% time. Dragon Dance going off at 50% hit points, so be ready to face the Dragon Dance or decrease its attack, or if you can just tank it, that's good too. I found that Magirna was actually pretty solid for this for a solo. So we're looking at this. It has a player reset at 80% hit points, so boosting before that 80% hit point marker, probably not the best bet. And then it resets itself at 75%, which means if you do debuff it, it's going to reset that pretty quickly. It also resets itself at 50%. I've noticed it sometimes goes off before or after the Dragon Dance. So the reset sometimes triggers after Dragon Dance. So if you use like a Chilling Water or Breaking Swipe, it can be really beneficial on your part to keep its attack down if you're running support in a raid group. So first, I'm going to go ahead and run this as a solo here for this episode with my Magirna. Now, this Magirna build is max hit points, max special attack. I did not go super special with its build, like giving it extra defense or anything of that effect. But even without the extra defense, we should still have a very solid play here. I do have Metal Sound, Draining Kiss, and I'm holding the an item that boosts fairy type damage instead of a Shell Bell because Draining Kiss is my primary attack. Now this time we did actually get lucky and start with an Arcanine in the party, which means that Dragon Ascent is going to be less threatening. And it went for Arcanine. Now hopefully it'll go ahead and knock out the In fact, hopefully it'll knock out everything here because we are going to want the NPC allies to get KO'd. Before I start attacking, I am going to drop one Metal Sound, get a Special Defense debuff, so I can see and I'm trying to rush it and get it to that 80% mark, 80% damage threshold as quickly as possible. Now, Toxapex did land some poison, so that's a little bit of extra chip damage, not too bad. Granted, also, if you've got a tanky Acid Spray user that's not threatened by its attacks, like maybe an Acid Spray Electros could be pretty good. Immunity to Earthquake is pretty solid. Okay, there we go. It reset our stats, so I'm going to go ahead and run a Calm Mind this round. Now that it's reset our stats, there are no more scripted stat resets, so this Calm Mind is going to stick for the rest of the raid. Normally, I don't bother doing too much setup, but a Calm Mind and one Soul ability is going to give us a +2 already. Draining Kiss going to help us keep our health going while we charge our Terra Orb. And once we can Terrastalize, a Floor Cannon would be a massive hit on this thing. Alright, and at 75% time is that first stat reset. Alright, Terra Orb is charged, and there's also no Terra Drain on the Rayquaza. Once you get that third hit, you're good to Terrastalize. And as you can see, my Soul Heart just went off again, twice. I can even... Oop. There we go. Scripted Draco Meteor went into Magirna and did nothing. There we go. It just wiped its stats, so it got its special defense back. But, if we look at... I'm trying to look at my... There we go. Yeah, I'm at +3 and a +1 special defense now. So I'm going to go ahead and... yeah, we're going to go ahead and take advantage of our +3 to Floor Cannon now. We can. It'll probably go ahead and break the shield outright. Since I am at high health, I don't really need to worry about healing right now. Even if an Earthquake comes off, I now am not weak to Earthquake since I've Terrastalized. Okay, Hurricane did land a Confusion on us. Confusion can be annoying with Earthquake. That's why some people are probably running, I think, Covert Cloak to prevent Confusion. And it avoided the Floor Cannon. Okay, that is a risk of Floor Cannon. Sometimes it just misses. But Extreme Speed going off, we're not too worried about that. Snapped out of Confusion and get the Floor Cannon down. At +3, this is going to be a massive hit. There we go. Now, we do take a debuff to our special attack, but even with that debuff, we are still at +1. Shield is gone. There's the Dragon Dance. Now, the Dragon Dance is something that most players should be concerned about. At least be prepared to tank the extra attack power. Oh, in this case, the NPC burned Rayquaza for us. And it looks like Arcanine got KO'd. That's going to be another Soul Heart. Plus Intimidate going off every time Arcanine... Okay. It just reset its debuffs, but between Intimidates and the burn, its attack was already cut down pretty nasty. Of course, we get confused again. I'd just like to get that one more Floor Cannon to finish this fight. Nope, we hit ourselves. Now, you could also run different moves on Magearna. It does get Charm. I think you could do Fake Tears instead of Metal Sound. That might even be a better option, depending on accuracy. And at this point, yeah, this is a clear win. Draining Kiss is giving us all the health back that we need. Soul Heart's going off for every knockout. Rayquaza has a sliver of health. This is going to be a win. Now, I did already catch my Rayquaza, so it's going to be over at this point. But yeah, that is the Rayquaza raid. It is actually pretty easy. If you have Magearna, it can run pretty well. If you don't have Magearna, there's also Sylveon. You can run Azumarill. I just advise being careful with Azumarill. The Belly Drum, it gives you tremendous power, but remember, once it hits 80% hit points, it's going to use a stat wipe on the players, which means you Belly Drum, you hit, and then you get your stats wiped and the Belly Drum's gone. In those cases, I advise using Shell Bell. Maybe even use Azumarill before you Belly Drum to just go maybe Play Rough or Chilling Water to debuff Rayquaza and weaken it a little bit. I haven't tested it yet, but you could probably also get by with a stamina Pokemon like Archaludon. Even though Terrasolizing to Fighting would give it a weakness to Hurricane, Duraludon does get a lot of support moves to go ahead and charge the Terra with between Breaking Swipe and Snarl, and Stamina will give it the defense boost it needs to survive Earthquakes and to boost the damage of Body Press. Just as an option. Or if you do, you could run Duraludon when you're connecting with randoms, and we might go ahead and give that a try depending on what our next event is going to look like.